So how do we get our internet without using our cell phones, I guess, and how did you install that in here? Because the RV comes with a certain amount of equipment already, and we couldn't really use any of it, I don't think.
No, not when it comes to internet. It didn't really have anything. But we went all cellular because apparently Wi-Fi networks at RV parks are absolute shite because it's a limited bandwidth and everybody hops on it, watches YouTube and Netflix and whatever. So we went fully cellular. That way we're completely independent. And it's all just kind of jammed in here because I'm not done running the cables. So there's two antennas that go on the roof. There's one for the cellular booster, and there's one for the Wi-Fi. And so those are two components, I guess. Is there's a cellular router, which is kind of like your Wi-Fi router in the house. It just also takes a SIM card from a cell phone carrier. Actually, ours takes two, so you could have like AT&T and Verizon, and if one fails, it flips over to the other. Or it'll look at your Wi-Fi, and it'll take the strongest signal. And there are some that'll blend the signals to give you like a super fast connection, but that gets quite pricey. So this cellular router, it emits the Wi-Fi for the RV, and then it also takes in Wi-Fi from outside sources, and then it also has a cellular SIM card in it that gets data that way. So, and then the other component is the cellular booster, and so that's just an antenna on the roof, and it's boosting the available cellular signal and feeding it into the router. And so this is the cellular booster right here. It's by WeBoost RG4X, and so it's got an external antenna, and then it comes into here, and then it boosts it to a internal antenna, which I haven't put on here yet because I haven't installed the antenna on the roof. But there's basically an internal antenna, and you put that right next to your cellular modem, and you also want that within a few feet of your phones. So typically you'd want your phones kind of near the cellular booster, and you'd use like a Bluetooth headset or something to talk on the phone, because if you even get about 8 feet away, the signal totally drops off. And so that's the booster. And then this is a cellular router, and this is by a company called PepWave. And so just like your router at home, it's got Cat5 connections that come out of it, and we've run them through the RV for hardwired connections to our computers. And then it's got a Wi-Fi antenna here that emits the Wi-Fi, and then it's got a couple of cellular antennas that bring in the cellular. This also has a GPS unit that will get your GPS, so I don't really know the reasoning behind that, but these are installed in a lot of ambulances and police and fire and stuff like that, so they use those GPS to know where their police are and stuff. But I guess you could use it for protection in case somebody stole your RV. But that's basically it. I hardwired everything I could to 12 volt, that way you're never reliant on 120. And so this has got a hardwired DC 12 volt connection to it, and so does the cellular booster. So these are always running while we're driving. You don't have to have your generator going or something like that. So.
And then that switch, that like the black switch and the other switch, the things you put in there.
Yeah, this is a switch from a boat, and it's got two switches here, so I can, like, these are going to be installed inside this cavity. So if I need to restart the router, or you don't always want to be running your cellular booster if you're, like, say, in a city. So you can, without having to go inside the wall, shut that off. And this also has, like, USB power source. And then there's also, inside here, there's a main fuse panel for the, I think it's a 12 gauge DC power and ground coming off the battery system, which is also fused, but then it comes in here and goes through some other fuses, and then feeds through this switch into the devices.
And the LAN connections, you put those in, and your computer's connected directly to that.
Yeah, so I've got two connections here that I need to hook up. One for my PC, and the other one for our NAS drive server. So it has all of our company's files on it and everything else in RAID 0 backup. And that's pretty much it. We ran a Cat5 around for Sasha's computer to the other side of the RV, And yeah, I don't know. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.